Yo, what is going on, everyone? Matt Helfrey here from WebMagic SEO, and I've got some good news. I've been working on a CTR bot to do some CTR manipulation, and I've got some fantastic results. So I want to share those with you first. Then I want to tell you about the tool and how you can get your hands on it. First of all, this is for a client of mine in Dallas, and I'm going to show you a few different keywords and kind of how I was ranking before and after. So these terms on the left were from May. That's kind of when I started working on this tool, so it was very early. And the results on the right are from just a few days ago, and I'm #1 all over the board, and my client's very happy. Here is another keyword on the left from June 3rd. Was ranking 3 and 4. Here's a 2 in the middle. So was starting to do a little bit of work. I can, you start in the middle with a small radius and then kind of work your way outwards. And then a few months later, after using CTR Bot Magic, you can see the results on the right. 1s, 2s all over the board. And again, happy client, traffic, phone calls, money in my bank, money in his bank. It's all good. Another keyword on the left, June 12th, and not ranking much at all. There's one ranking of a 3 here, so was very not in the map pack at all, and wasn't getting any phone calls for these specific keywords. July 27th, I don't know why I don't have an updated one of that. I can assure you that it is ranking just as good, if not better, than what it's showing on the right. But there's 1s through 4 on the map. But we're map pack. We're getting traffic. We're getting phone calls, and again, my guy is happy. I'm happy. Everything is cool. So the reason I created this CTR bot is because the main CTR bots on the market, they're not doing things right. And when I was using them, it just didn't work. And not only that, you had to babysit it all the time, and you would see that it would break down, or it just wasn't working, or it would get stuck. And even when it did work, I just wasn't getting results. So I didn't know if it was the bot itself or the way I was doing things, but I decided to create my own, and I wanted to do things right. And what does that mean exactly? Well, my bot is using MultiLogin, so it's hiding Selenium, and Google can't detect the automation. So there's no remote Selenium on there that Google can easily discount, and I'm pretty sure that they are already. So if you're using another bot that uses Selenium, or that says they're hiding Selenium, they probably aren't. If you want to take a look at MultiLogin, go to their website and see all the features and all the things that they're doing the right way to make sure that your devices have unique fingerprints and they look like legit browsers, not connected to your same computer. So the bot will automatically randomize between mobile and desktop searches using legit fingerprints associated with the devices. The actual mobile searches done look like they're coming from Android type phones, and any stat counter you have is going to show that. And it does a great job of using the actual legit fingerprints associated with the device, whether it's your desktop, whether it's a notebook, or whether it's a cell phone, mobile phone. It automates and spoofs geolocation of your browser to ensure visits are coming from your set locale. It does not boot up your browser, then log in to a specific plugin to emulate or manipulate the browser. It does it all in the back end in the browser using MultiLogin. You won't need any stupid plugins. It is legit. It works. Performs random CTR actions, whether if that's on your does it on your GMB listing or an individual web page or website. But some of the CTR actions it'll do include clicking a click to call on your GMB listing, and that will actually register in the stats inside of your insights of your GMB listing. It'll show phone calls coming in. It'll randomly click if you have a physical location. It'll randomly click on directions, Google directions, and then save the link. So it kind of spoofs Google into thinking that, I want to visit your location. I need to find directions to it. and then it'll randomly either click on your website or it'll click on one of your posts on your GMB listing and just spend some time on your website or any of your GMB posts. With your website, basically what it does is just does a Google search for your keywords, finds your website, it'll click on your website, and then it spends a good amount of time on your website, and then it'll click off or onto your website. It just scrapes the links on your website and will randomly click on one of your web pages. So it does everything that works, and it works great. And here's probably, I guess, the best part about this tool maybe. You don't have to worry about proxies because it has built-in legit mobile proxies. Don't need to worry about finding proxies that work anymore. It uses T-Mobile proxies from a legit mobile provider that we have set up, and it's built in, so you don't have to worry about proxies that don't work, and you won't have to pay an insane amount of money to have working proxies. Another cool thing about this CTR bot is that it logs each result after the CTR is performed. So basically it's telling you if it's a mobile or a desktop visit. It'll tell you the time of the visit, and then it'll tell you the current ranking of that visit. It's pretty neat to be able to see your website rankings go up if you keep the logs active for a few weeks or a month or a few months. This tool is all inclusive. You won't need to pay extra for mobile proxies. Those can be upwards of $500 a month, and I've spent an outrageous amount of money trying to find decent proxies. And very rarely would I, even if I spend a lot, very rarely would they work or be reliable. So with this tool, with my CTR bot, it comes with built-in proxies that work and are 100% reliable. I haven't had any problems with them since I started using them. You will not need to go through the application process to get MultiLogin set up or have to pay monthly for that. We have everything built in, so it actually uses a headless version of MultiLogin. You won't need anything clunking up the VPS or hogging resources. Everything's built in. You won't need to get your own subscription, which is $250 a month plus. You will not need micro workers or have to pay for ads to deliver legit looking traffic anymore. No Google ads, YouTube ads, Facebook ads, or any of the cheap ads you're running just to deliver traffic to increase SEO rankings. You won't need that anymore with this. Get rid of it. You won't need to worry about finding the right VPS. And if you're not technical, you don't have to worry about setting things up. I'll take care of that for you. Basically, if you're interested in the CTR bot, we'll just set you up on a VPS, and I will give you the logins, and everything will be up and ready to go for you. It is a set it and forget it system, which is awesome. It is completely unlike the other CTR tools in the market. It's super easy to set projects up, and it works without having to babysit it every hour of every day, unlike some other CTR tools on the market. You can let this thing run for weeks on end, and it won't need any extra input from you. You can log in to check the logs on the bot just to see where you're ranking and make sure everything's looking good, but I can promise you that this tool does not need babysitting. So with all of that being said, let's get into how to use this thing. I want to show you the interface and then how easy it is to use. All right, so here is the very plain vanilla looking CTR bot, but it is simple and easy to use, not complex, and it works exactly how I wanted it to. So there's 3 different tabs here. One tab, create coordinates, load project, and the last tab is main CTR. So something to keep in mind here is it's gonna run separate threads for each project that you're running, but one at a time. So if you have 1 GMB and 3 websites, this is where you're going to load this at. You just kind of have to think about how you're going to set things up with the projects. If you're doing 1 GMB, the GMBs generally need coordinates. So you want to create those coordinates first. And just for the sake of this video and demonstration, I just found a random plumbing listing in Omaha. And so I'm going to kind of show you how to set things up. We'll do a GMB project and then a website project using the same information. If this, we'll just pretend like this is your client. So here's a client, Backlund Plumbing. He's in Omaha, Nebraska, and this is his website. So what we want to do, and what I like to start off doing with a fresh CTR project, is to make sure that the CTR and the traffic is coming from a very tight radius, like very small area. So we want to focus on the area around GMB location first. So all we have to do, we're going to create the coordinates, is we're going to grab, actually, we're going to grab the address here, but it's important to make sure that for the bot, we're just getting rid of the spaces here and we're separating every field with a comma. So it's 6215 Grover Street is the street address, comma, Omaha is the city, comma, short code for Nebraska, comma, zip code. And then you go here, we'll start with 2 kilometer radius. We're going to save this to a file, and we're just going in my CTR bot folder. We're going to name a new folder. We'll call this radius. And again, you can save this anywhere you want, name it anything you want. But we are going to call this 6215 Grover 2 kilometer. And then it's important to make sure that you're saving this as a CSV file. So just a .csv. It's saved. And then you run it. And it's going to go out and create the coordinates. I'm going to pause it while it does it. It's pretty short, but I'll show you the results. All right. And we go back in here, we go to the radius folder, and you can see here's a 2 kilometer CSV file. And basically they're just latitude and longitude points. So when the bot goes to do the CTR action, it's going to randomly grab one of these latitude and longitude points, and you'll be getting a visit from that specific location, which is within 2 kilometer radius of the actual listing. Okay, so you want to do this with all your GMB that you're setting up. So just for this specific demo, we're only doing 1. And I'm going to go ahead and load this project now using the Load Project tab. This is very simple to understand as well. It's either a GMB or a website type of search. If you're using GMB, you will not need to use the website URL. We'll use that later for the website search. Enable exact match is again for the website. It's basically telling the CTR bot if you want it to find the exact match URL. If you don't have that clicked, then it's just going to make sure that it finds the website based on the root domain. So any page ranking for those specific keywords. How many searches per day you want it to run. And for this, again, with a new project that doesn't have any CTR work or it's not ranking, you want to make sure that you're just getting less than a handful of searches per day to start from and from that tight radius. So let's just go with 4 search terms file. So this is a text file that you're basically telling the bot what keywords you want to use for this project. So let's go ahead and create a new text file. Okay, so just a notepad, and I'm just going to say plumber Omaha plumber. You can put whatever keywords in here for whatever projects you're running for, but just for the sake of this, we'll just see if it's ranking for that. And we're going to save it as, and let's go find the CTR bot folder. Let's open a new folder, and we'll call this keywords. And we'll name this Omaha plumber. And then we're going to find that search terms file we just created. Oops. GPS spoofing on or off or national. If you're doing a website and you're not really tied to any location, you can choose to use this national GPS spoofing, or you can turn it off. The national spoofing is playing off of this national database folder, and you can see there's a bunch of different cities. So these are already pre-created GPS coordinates. I'm just going to randomly find a city and randomly spoof it based on the latitude, longitude coordinates of that specific city. But for this, we are going to turn it on, and we are going to find that radius folder with the file we just created from 2 kilometers of that location. GMB exact business name. And of course, I had to delete that notepad file, so let me go fill in this information. I'll be right back. All right, so you have to make sure that you're using the exact business name, otherwise the bot will not be able to find it. And then with the phone number, get rid of any parentheses and just use, or dashes, and just use the 9-digit phone number. Don't need a 1, just the area code and phone number. So it should be 9 different digits, or 10 digits, I'm sorry. And that's it. So next thing we're going to do is we're just going to push the run button. So the first time running this, you don't have a file set up or created. So we have to create the file, and we're just going to call this all CTR or something like main CTR, and then again save it as a .csv. We're going to save it, and it's done. Let's go back into the CTR bot folder. There is our file right there. It's just 1 line. That's it. Now the second one we're going to add, close that again, is we're going to use a website. And let me find that website of the same plumber. All right, I've got it. I just entered it in here. It's https://backlandplumbing.com, and make sure that it ends with the / there at the end. Do I want to enable exact match? No, I don't need to. I guess I could, but either way it's going to work, as long as if I do toggle this, then it has to, when it does a search for Omaha Plumbing, it has to find this specific URL. Otherwise, we'll just leave it unlocked just in case there's an inner page that's ranking for it. We want it to find that page and click on that. How many searches per day? Well, we'll say 4, so it's getting a total of maybe 8 clicks, which is quite a bit, but you can set that to 2 if you wanted to visit the website 2 times a day, 3 times, whatever you want to do. We're going to use the same search terms. You can use whatever. If you want to separate different files and have it search for different keywords, you can. If you want to use this in national spoofing, which I don't know why you'd want to for an Omaha site, you can do that. We're going to leave this on. And since it's on, we're going to use the same GPS coordinates file that we used on the last one. And the GMB stuff does not matter for this, so you can just leave it there or delete it, whatever you want to do. And now for this, when you push the run button, we're going to find this main CTR file. We're just going to save it that, and it's going to append to that file. We'll say yes. All right, now it's got 2 projects on there, 1 per each line. So that is all you have to do to set up your projects, and you can do as many as you like. And then once you are done setting up your main CTR project file, you come to the main CTR folder. You load in your projects file. I'm going to move this over to the right. And you click the run button, and it's getting started. And at this point, the CTR bot does its magic. It goes to work. And that's really all there is to it. You would just literally leave this thing set, leave this thing running, and it'll perform your searches as you have set. If you want to add in more projects, you'll have to stop the bot, go back to the load project page, and then load in more. So we'll give this a minute to run. And actually, I'm going to pause this until it's going. The first time running on a server takes a little bit longer because it has to download the browser files and everything. So I'm going to pause this, and when it starts running, I'll resume it. All right, so it looks like it randomized a desktop search. Going to make sure it updates the location, so it's coming from Omaha. Now the Google search thinks that we are in Omaha, within 2 kilometers of the actual location. And there it is. It's ranking number 3, so it should click right on that. Clicked on the listing. Now it's going to randomize what it's going to do. It looks like it's going to find the location, look for directions, click on which directions it wants, and then trick Google into thinking this is a real person trying to find location from where this searcher is, which is right here off of 70 or 72nd and F Streets, which is 1.9 miles from Backlund Plumbing. Then it wants to copy the link, perform some CTR magic. Then it's going to close the browser, delete the profile, and then move on to the next project. So I will pause it, and when it boots up the next project, which should be very shortly. Actually, I'll probably just let this run. And you can see the log. It shows the last log on the bot here. Made a desktop visit to Backlund Plumbing, August 18th, 2021, 12:41 server time. The keywords used, Omaha Plumber. Its rank was 3. It's also going to save that right here under log file, and you'll be able to monitor that as you please. So it should be just a second here before it opens up the next project. We're going to see if it's a mobile visit or it's a desktop visit, trying to find the website for Backlund Plumbing. All right, so now it's doing a mobile search. So I get to see a desktop and mobile. Be using the same keywords from the same keyword file. Going to make sure that the search is coming from Omaha. So I can pause this just a second so you guys can see. It's now in Omaha, Nebraska, Karen Western, Omaha, Nebraska. So it's spoofed the browser. And just push resume. Did not find the website on the first page. And there it found it. You can see the log here. Made a mobile visit to Backlund Plumbing. Got the date, time, keywords used Omaha Plumber, and it's ranking position 22. So now what it's going to do is it's going to sit on this website for several minutes. Scrolling up and down, it's going to find a link. It'll click on the link. It'll sit on that page for another minute. Then it'll close it, delete the profile, and then it'll just sit on pause until it's ready to do the next search, which would be, if it's doing 4 searches a day, it's going to be another 6 hours before it does another search. So that's it. I hope this makes sense. It's simple enough, good enough. If you're interested in using this bot, visit the link below in this YouTube channel. Contact me. We're setting all the licenses up manually, so we're only going to let a certain amount of people use the bot to start with, and then eventually I'll open it up to everyone. But if you're interested in using this, please contact me. Click the link below, sign up, and we'll get you hooked up with everything. So thanks, guys.